step one for the party, Johnny. We're going to have another work meeting here real quick. We're moving that comedy show to the beginning of the party.
To the beginning of the party?
We can't do that at 8 o'clock anymore. It's undoable.
Well,
last year it was kind
doable.
of a mess. This year it was kind of a mess.
It's always a mess.
Dude, they can't handle it. They were chanting the N-word. They got hammered and when I'm up on stage going, guys, stop. Like it got to the point where I wasn't just like, guys, come on now, you're being ridiculous. But it literally got to the point where I had to look at individuals and go, dude, you've got to chill. It got bad. I mean, there were probably a half dozen, 6 to 10 people who were, big fans, just wanted to be a part of the show. And they were just yelling the worst shit out that they could while the people on stage are going, guys. Like, I'm doing costume changes and shit. I had like 4 costume changes because I was like, maybe if I do this, it'll distract them. They'll get into like the costume change that I'm doing and like the theatery gimmick stuff. Nope.
That didn't work?
They just wanted to yell out their shit. Then we brought Pete up, and Pete said like 3 words, and we're like, all right, thanks, Pete.
Yep. I don't know what we thought we would get. Like, I don't know what you thought you would get out of Pete without, he didn't have any time to prepare. He's not really a stage performer.
Right. It was good to see Pete, though. He hung out all day, and, we just a lot of people, man. That tournament, I tell you what, man, adding beer pong to the end of the night with the karaoke was a lot of fun. That was a really good time.
You all had fun doing beer pong with karaoke?
Beer pong with karaoke. I kept having to leave my beer pong game to go do karaoke. I got all my Post Malone songs in, by the way. Oh, it was gay, too. There was one guy who kept following me around because he wanted to sing a George Strait song with me, and I'm like, asking once or twice is fine, but once you ask a guy to sing George Strait with you 3-4 times, it's a little gay.
Yeah, it's starting to seem like you're after something.
Yeah.
Speaking of after something, I want to know what the freaking lady that was throwing booze at me was after. There was one lady, her and I like her husband or boyfriend, I guess, I don't know. But she kept going and getting Jameson and Cokes.
Okay.
She just kept dropping them off at my table. And then every time that I started to finish one, she would put another one there. And like, to the point of like she would sneak up. Like I was focused on texting someone, so I was like kind of leaning forward, looking down.
Sure.
She came up behind me and put one on the table and looked at everyone else on the table and just went shh, and then walked away. So I sit up, having finished, I think my 3rd Jameson and Coke, and I'm like, all right, that's it, we're done, we got those done. And I sit up, and there's a full one right there. Is this happening?
She was trying to touch your cock.
No, that's what I asked. She said no.
Well, that's good that you were up front. You just asked straight up. She brings you drinks. You're trying to touch my dick.
No, I said, what, are you trying to get me in the bag so you could take me home? Like, I was making jokes about this one's the one with Rohypnol in it. Like, it seemed weird. She kept throwing booze at me, and I don't know why. And then I had to do 45 minutes, which turns out is really easy to do if you just call your boss a gay F word. Then he comes on stage for like 10, 15.
Yeah, it was just all – it was a mess. I'm going to tell you right now, the comedy show was fun. Everybody had a great time. Everybody enjoyed themselves. But I'm going to tell you right now, as someone who's done stand-up now for like 12, 13 years, that was not a comedy show.
No, it wasn't.
That was just some kind of stage happening. It was great. Like, if you would have went up there and you would have tried to do stand-up comedy, they'd have eaten you alive. It would have been like one of those Opie and Anthony traveling virus shows. Like when they were yelling at Bill Burr. We
should have brought Max up on stage.
Right. You wouldn't have gotten away with doing comedy at that thing. They didn't want to. They couldn't focus on it. They were all, people were there from like 2:00 in the afternoon. And then we do a comedy show at 8, and these people are blitzed out of their minds. Then there was one guy who had a great bit idea.
Mm-hmm.
He had something funny he was going to do. He was going to come up on stage. He was going to tell me I looked really tired, and he was going to pull out a little baggie of powdered sugar. And I was going to do 2 bumps of powdered sugar on stage. A little cocaine joke, haha, whatever. Stupid, dumb, funny thing. I realized the next morning I'd completely forgotten about this guy. He brought me a cigar and everything. He was really cool. We hung out for a while. and I forgot to bring him up for the bit because I was too busy tard wrangling our entire audience. I was busy trying to get everybody to stop yelling racial slurs, which they don't seem to understand. They don't seem to understand. Not a good look, guys.
Time and place, everybody.
I think I told them that at some point. I'm like, guys, this is a bad look. Like, stop just shouting out slurs, please. Nick, last name, says, how much money do you think Gino and Kiki would have made Saturday night if they hadn't stabbed you in the back? Well, because they have to travel and stuff, we gave them $2,000 last year. I mean, I didn't pay him this year, but yeah, $2,000. I mentioned that on the show the other day. It's like $1,000 a performer, basically. So they would have made a nice little chunk of change. We would have done some golfing. Yesterday, they would have had a blast. Yesterday, me and a few people went to Granite City and had bloodies, like a couple of cackling housewives. It was great. And then, of course, sat outside and had a couple of drinks with my neighbors yesterday. But yes, it was a lot of fun. I know. Mike and I finally won the tournament. We won the cornhole tournament.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't let anyone forget that.
No, it would have been 4 or 5 years in a row. We'd been taking second place, and we finally won it. Our team name was the Kennedys.
Which is how we knew your every move.
And, yeah, I may or may not have had an intro every time we played. Yeah, I believe what you might have said if you were there is, we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the Bags Tournament.
I took the mic. Oh, yeah, I went full pro wrestling heel.
Yeah. You'd had a few by this point, too, so you were having fun.
After 5 years, Mike and I have finally got it done. And they will know from now until the end of time that the winner of this tournament was
And the heel heat that I had going into it. Everybody was booing every time I did the intro. Every time it was just a chorus of boos. I was slurring that really. Holy shit, go back to that Kennedy. Oh my God, was I a lot more bombed than I thought I was. And then, yeah, beer pong after that. I got beat by a couple of girls in beer pong. Sang a bunch of songs, gay ones, straight ones, mostly gay ones. Got all my
beat by the lady in blue dress.
Yes. Got beat by her and my neighbor's wife. Let's get through
Matt
this.
Had a funny bit, too, and he didn't get to do it, but it was all good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Matt didn't know what he wanted to do for a bit, so he kind of ran it by me, and I thought it was pretty funny. He was going to take his phone out and live stream so Melton could see what a packed comedy show looked like.
Oh, to educate him?
The room.
Yeah, to teach him.
He was going to go around the room and talk to people and do all that. I thought it would have been hilarious. But then when you called me up and I knew I was doing 45, I'm like, yeah, this whole thing has gone weirdly off the. And then Cheetos got me a stool so I could sit, and that was really great, but it had me sitting at an angle where I was still using my legs the whole time.
Oh, really?
So by the end of the 45 minutes, my legs just had nothing, and I had to crawl off the stage so I could get to the stairs so you're trying to do a bit, and then I'm on my hands and knees crawling off the stage.
Oh, my God.
It was rough, man.
We shut it down, too. Like, we made it to close. And we got our ride. It was a fast, man. It went perfectly. And Matt and Grinch Girl deserve, I think, a lot of the credit because their whole thing when they got there was, Aaron, just shut up, go hang out, go drink. And I have a hard time with that because I got to be in doing stuff and organizing. Just go have fun. Go have a good time. They set up the not AV system. What am I trying to see? The MC, not the PA. Thank you. They set up the PA for the cornhole tournament. They ran that whole thing. And then we get to like a half hour before the comedy show, and our karaoke guy isn't there. And we're starting to worry. And we're like, oh, shit, what happened? So Cheetos gave him a call. They got the dates mixed up.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here going, what are we going to do about karaoke? Matt just instantly goes, don't worry about it. I got it. Matt takes the PA system from out there, brings a tablet in with our karaoke app on it, sets the tablet up on the stage. We got the karaoke set up perfect. It was great. So the whole thing just went off without a hitch. Now I got to get to planning on, what am I going to call this show at Partners Pub in October? Should we call it Polycule Fest? Swing Fest? That's probably a trademark infringement.
Did you pay a interesting looking man with a mushroom tramp stamp on his upper thigh?
No, I did not give a homosexual in hot pants $20 this year. Thank you very much to Mindy Lee. She says, party was amazing. You are welcome for the booze and the you suck chant. And remember to get a different set of bag next year. There was too much white powder in the Vikings set. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't live to trigger the people who hate us. But the fact that we did makes me very happy. The fact that they have to go after language because you just had a big sold out event that everybody had a good. There's nothing worse than when you're the guy who's trying to have a bad time when everyone else is having a great time, because nobody looks at you and goes, whoa, look at this rebel. They just kind of look at you and they go, I feel bad for that guy. He just has an inability to have fun. McBuster says, hey, at least it was better than Hackamania. Yeah, we didn't have to borrow any USB cords from our audience, which was
Nobody
nice.
got bed bugs that I know of.
Nobody got bed bugs, and we didn't have to borrow USB cords from our audience. So that was nice.